So since the Browns decided to hop in the Wayback Machine and go all the way back to the catfishing for this most recent tell-all, I thought I would too. And I found a series of tweets that Robyn Brown did in March of 2015 as part of an AMA. And this one caught my eye. She says, "My kids didn't know who I was talking about in my purity talk. I never referenced myself. You just want to believe I am bad." Well, ma'am, let's roll the footage.
Today I'm actually going to be talking to the kids about the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life. So I'm going to tell you, one girl, she took her purity and she gave it to someone who begged for it. And he begged for it and begged for it. So she gave it away. She gave away her purity. And he didn't respect it. He threw it on the ground. He broke it. And then when she finally found the guy that she was supposed to be with, she had to go to him and say, "Look, I gave away my purity to someone else. He kind of stole it from me. And this was supposed to be yours. But I gave it to someone else and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I gave it to someone else." And it broke her heart. When I found out I was pregnant, I was devastated. At that point, I was really scared. I was scared of all of my family rejecting me. I was scared of what my church was going to say. And it was very important to me to take responsibility for my actions because I had made this mistake. And so when he asked me to marry him, I said yes. I was trying so hard to love my husband at that time.
I don't want to make mistakes.
I'm actually going to speak to the kids about the biggest mistake in my life, and I'm actually pretty nervous about it.
So let's talk about Robyn Brown's purity speech for a second, because I'm still stuck on the part where she genuinely seemed to think her kids didn't know she was talking about herself and their own father. Like, ma'am, these are not strangers. These are your children. They are sitting there watching you cry, talk about mistakes, talk about giving something away, talk about regret, and we're supposed to believe they didn't connect the dots. You're literally describing the exact circumstances that resulted in them existing. This wasn't some vague parable. This was a live action origin story. And the idea that she thought, "Oh, we'll never figure this out," is honestly more insulting than the speech itself. Kids aren't dumb. They know timelines, they know biology, and they definitely know who their dad is. So instead of being a teaching moment, it turns into this awkward emotional dump where the kids are forced to sit there and quietly realize, oh shit, she's talking about us. That's not purity culture. That's public oversharing with a side of denial. Because if you're crying, apologizing, and framing your own life choices as a cautionary tale in front of the children created by those exact life choices, maybe the problem isn't their understanding. So no, they weren't confused. They weren't clueless. They were just sitting there politely traumatized while their own existence was framed as a regretful life lesson. And that really sucks.